Okay, hey guys, it's me, Krissa, and today I'm going to be doing a small book haul. And so I just got all of these books in the last like 2 days. So I'm going to be making a short little video to tell you guys about them and how excited I am to be reading them. And some of these books you may have already seen. Some of them are a little bit older and some of them are kind of popular still. But these are kind of the books that I got like the most interested in, and I also did like read the first chapter of, because they're all like hardcover, and I don't want to read, like I don't want to spend like so much money on a hardcover if I'm not going to end up enjoying it, because I've done that so many times in the past. So I don't want to do it again. So these books I read like all of the first chapters to, and I really liked them. So that's why I bought them, okay? So the first book I'm going to be talking about today is The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd-Jones. And I think it's a little bit for like younger readers or something. I don't know. But there's a lot of good reviews for it. And so basically the book is supposed to be about like two siblings who like take care of like their family's graveyard or something, and they're supposed, like, apparently like people like come back to life or something, and so it's like their job to like take care of them, you know. So yeah. And then also like something about a boy. Yeah, whenever the new boy comes along, that's when like all of a sudden like the dead come back to life like more often because of him or something. So like it's up to them to like solve the mystery. I don't know, but yeah, so it seemed really interesting, and I know it sounds like the way I like describe it, but it was really interesting, so I want to check it out. The next book is by a big favorite of mine, and you will know this if you like watch my other videos or my other book videos, but Danielle Vega is one of my favorite authors. I was really impressed by like the first and second book of the Merciless series, like, and then the third one and the fourth one kind of like pissed me off a little bit, but I'm hoping she could like redeem herself like in my mind with this book, so that's why I got it. So I hope it's interesting, because she's a good reader. I mean, she's a good writer. Like, there's just a couple of things that I didn't like about the third book, but just because the book wasn't the kind of plot I wanted it to be doesn't mean it's a bad book. It just means it wasn't how I wanted it to be, you know? Because I think as readers we just get like such high expectations for like books, especially when you become like invested in the series, you know? So by the third or the fourth book you're like kind of expecting what you're expecting to happen, you know? And if it doesn't happen you get kind of mad, you know? So that's why I got this book, just to like feel better, because I also read Survive the Night, and there was a lot of parts of it that I didn't like that much, so hopefully this will be better, okay? And it's also like kind of cool, okay? Like it has like a girl in like a house with a fire on top and a moon behind, okay? But yeah, that's cool. And then which one do I want to show next? I'm gonna show like the rest of the paperbacks next, because I got 2 more paperbacks. But this is Beast Made of Night by Tochi, and I read the first chapter of this book on like Amazon, and honestly guys, it was really good and I liked it. And you know how there's always like the trope of like the one kid who could do what like even the grown-ups can't do, you know? This book kind of has that, but it's not in a bad way. Like I didn't find a problem with it in like at least the first chapter, you know? So I'm thinking I could deal with it for like the rest of the book, you know? So I want to check it out. And it's like also like has like a lot of like Nigerian culture in it, I heard, so that's gonna be interesting to read. So I'm actually very excited for this book. I think it might be like the first one I read, because I have had this on my like TBR for like a while and I just barely got it. So this might be number 1, okay? And then the next book is The Astonishing Adventures of Fanboy and Goth Girl by Barry Lyga. And this is interesting. It is an older book. I'm not exactly sure from what year, but now I'm curious if the page was open. So 2007, but it was really interesting, and I read the first chapter online too, and it kind of seems like, spoiler alert, there might be like a school shooting or something, because I don't know, it's about like this a teenage boy who like, well, all I got from the first chapter is a teenage boy. He's sitting on the bus, and there's like meanie doo-doo heads on it too, but there's also this girl that he likes, and he tries to like be nice to her, and she's not nice to him, and like the other guys on the bus aren't nice to him, and then he has like a bullet in his pocket, and then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna add him to the list, like talking about like the mean guy who like pushed him like ahead of him to like walk like past him or whatever. So I'm thinking it might have like a school shooting element, I don't know, but it's kind of interesting. The whole synopsis or like whatever is that like he is like dealing with like a stepfather, and like his mom's pregnant by the new stepfather, so that's like a whole thing. He's getting bullied. His best friend isn't really his best friend anymore, and so he really has no one except for like this graphic novel that he's trying to write to like get him out of this and like let him escape like his whole world. But I don't know, there's probably gonna be some school shooting or something, or maybe the girl will stop him, like the goth girl, or maybe she's just like a figure of his imagination. Like, you never know with these books, okay? So that's why I got it, because there are just so many things that could happen that I was just excited to see what does happen, you know? So that's about that. The next book I'm going to talk about is this one, The Babysitter's Coming. So half of the reason I got it was because of the cover, okay? Because like, look at this, like I like the colors and it's pretty cool, you know? So it's about some girl named Esme. She is in charge of like a babysitters club or something, and all of a sudden this girl comes up to her and starts trying to hang out with her, and that girl's name is Cassandra. And apparently Cassandra's mom, I'm not telling you anything that's not already in the plot line, but Cassandra's mom told her before she died, or like left her a note or whatever, saying find the babysitters. And so she like sees that like Esme has a babysitting club, so she's like, maybe this is what she was talking about. So she starts talking to her, and I guess tries to figure out why her mom told her to hang out with the babysitters, you know? So obviously they're probably all gonna be descended from some powerful line of witches, and or probably started coming together and like does like magic together or something, I don't know. So I'm really excited to check it out and see what it's all about, because it seemed really interesting, and it's got a pretty cover, you know, who doesn't like those? And then Dread Nation. So Dread Nation is also a book that I wanted to read for a while, because it's like in like one of my, like if anyone asked me what's my favorite point in time, I would probably say like the 1800s in like America. So, well, the whole a founding of like America up until like the 1900s is really like my favorite time period, because I like everything to do with like the American Revolutionary War and the Civil War. Those are like my two favorite, like most interesting periods in time, because I don't know, I'm not gonna like get too in depth into it, but I'm just telling you why I wanted to like read this book so much. So it takes place in Civil War America, but the little weird part is like during the Civil War, all the dead people start turning into zombies. So now, like, they make, like, the black kids and the Native American kids, like, go to, like, a battle school and learn how to fight the zombies to kill them and stuff. And, like, so there's this one girl who, like, is training so hard you know, and then like somehow she's gonna like save the world or something, you know. That's how it is. But let me read real quick. Yeah, families around Baltimore County start to go missing, and she has to figure out why, basically, you know. So that's kind of the reason why I didn't pick it up or like buy it before, is because that's kind of weird. Like, I'm okay with reading something in like Civil War, like America time era or whatever, but when you add in like zombies and like a re-education school for like blacks and Native Americans, it kind of gets weird. But I'm excited to see how weird it gets and how realistic it is, because I like fantasy novels, but I also like them to have like an ounce of like realism. So like I could see them happening. Like, okay, yeah, like zombies in Civil War America, but how? But why? You know, like what purpose does that serve? And like how do you go about doing that? And how do they come? Like, that's what I want to know. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to like check out this book and see how that happened, you know. So I'm excited for this one. And these are, I'm not pulling them out in any like particular order of how I'm going to read them. Honestly, I don't really know. It really depends on my mood. I might start with Beast Made of Night, or I might start with one of the books I still have to talk about, because I read the first chapter and it was really interesting, and I've seen a lot of reviews on Goodreads about it. And I also read like, let me just like get to it, you know. But it's not this next one, you know. I'm saving it for last because I like to like be extra, you know. But yeah, so this one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. So there are there are very many mixed reviews about this book, and I want to see on what side of the spectrum I fall on, because some people really like this book and some people like hate it. Okay, so I want to know, like, am I gonna be one of the ones who hate it or one of the ones who likes it, you know? So I don't know, I'm kind of excited. It's like ooh, you know. But apparently some like prince is cursed to become a beast, and the only way he could break this curse is if someone falls excuse me, like water got in my throat somehow, I don't know. But the only way to break this curse basically is if someone like falls in love with him. So this girl, enter ordinary 16-year-old girl, you know, but she's like not so ordinary. She has cerebral palsy, you know. And so somehow she gets transported into his world and she meets him, and I guess she starts to like fall in love with him and stuff, you know. So I'm excited to see how it goes and how everything plays out, because books that like kind of transition from like the normal ordinary human world into like some crazy world underneath is kind of like weird, and sometimes it could be done really well. Like I remember Holly Black's, like, I don't know, I just remember it was like Tith. It was like 3 different books, and they all had like black covers, and those were good. And it was like the mix of the human world and like the fae world, like beyond it, and it was done in like such a realistic manner that I could understand and I could see it happening, you know. So hopefully this book is similar to that, and it's not so weird, like the change from modern America to like Enchanted Forest, you know. So let's see how it goes. And then I got, these are all books I've been wanting to read for a while, but I just haven't read for a while, so I didn't feel the need to buy them because I felt like I wasn't gonna read them right away. So I didn't want to like waste like having them and just like not appreciate them by reading them. So I just held off on buying them until I got into like a space where I felt like I could like read a lot of books right now. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, whatever. So this is Descendant of the Crane by Joan Hay, and it's really interesting. So I know it looks like I don't know what they're about because I have to like look at the inside cover, but sorry guys, my like leg was like falling asleep or something. But like basically there's a princess and her daddy dies, and so now she's in charge, and she has to find out who killed her dad, basically, because like obviously if he's the king, it meant that someone close to him had to have done it, because ordinary people don't really have access to him, you know, so it had to be someone he knew. So apparently she goes to like see like a psychic or something, and they tell her something, and something happens. Okay, so yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens, and it's like Asian culture inspired book, and I'm really into like Asian culture, so that was another reason why I bought it, you know. And the cover is like so pretty, right? I want to see how it looks like underneath the dust jacket. Okay, never mind, it's boring as fuck. Alright, so note to authors, if you ever like put out a book, like don't just make the dust jacket cool. You gotta like make like the underneath like cool too, because like what if you lose it, or what if like, because I know a lot of people who, like my aunt, who takes the covers off to like read the book. So at least like it's gonna look all boring if it's just like that. Even if you're gonna put the cover back on, at least have something so it looks cool, you know. But I don't know, I'm not telling you. See, everybody just has like boring regular things, you know. You can't have the like dust cover looking all nice and then have the regular book all plain. But everyone does that. Let me check this last one. I mean, this has a little pentagon or pentagram, but don't put that because then you can't read that around your family. No, I'm just kidding. But for real. And let me check this last one because I'm curious now. And it's just regular. So yeah, guys, authors, do something about that. And then this is the last book that I've been waiting to talk about. Okay, I'm not gonna act like I'm so excited about it because I'm not. Nah, just kidding. I really am excited about it, but I don't want to seem weird by being excited about it, okay? But the first chapter was really good, and I liked the plot of it, kind of, and I could see it happening. Not like being weird, but like, I don't know, I just like the way it goes about seems really realistic, okay? And this book that I'm talking about is Forbidden by Tabitha, and it's about basically a brother and sister who like are taking care of like their little siblings, and their parents aren't really in the picture, and so they start to fall into the role of like mom and dad. So like somehow they start like falling in love, and they know that it's wrong, but they still like want to be together or something. But the thing I found most interesting with this book is that I read another book, like The Flowers in the Attic series by V.C. Andrews, or really it's like the Dolphin Girl, the Dolphinanger, or like their last name series, you know. No, it was, I think it was like Flowers in the Attic, If There Be Thorns, The Garden of Shadows, The Seeds of Yesterdays, because my mom was really into V.C. Andrews for a long period of time, like since she was young, so she has like all of the books, so when I used to read them. So but in that series, the brother and sister there are like locked up in the attic, and they don't talk to no one else, so they start to like fall in love. But in this book, they go to a normal school where they have like access, I guess that's like a weird word to say, but where they have like access to other kids to where they don't really have to fall in love, you know. So it's kind of interesting to see that even though there's other people around, they still like decided to be with each other, you know. So I want to see how that plays out. And yeah, so that's actually gonna be it for today. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. I should have got 10, or actually no, I did get 10, but I got From Ashes to Blood, I think it's called. I'll put like a picture on either side, but I got it on my new Kindle app because it was like $15 for a paperback and $6 for the Kindle edition. So if I'm not gonna pay $16 for a hardcover, I'm definitely not gonna pay that for a paperback, you know. So I had to make a choice. So actually, I hear that my older sister just got here, and they always make a big ass commotion whenever she gets here because she doesn't come around very often. So they're probably gonna bust up in here and be like, ah, hi. So yeah, guys, sorry for all the background noise. It's just her, because she just brings like loudness everywhere she goes. But yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to update you guys whenever I read these books and let you know how it goes. And so if anything, I'll probably be reading this one first and then this one, or maybe even this one next, but I'm probably gonna read this one first. I don't know, but yeah, so let me try to do this. So this is my attempt at posing for a thumbnail, because normally I don't make thumbnails, but I'm starting to realize that I probably should. So this is me attempting to do one. How do you guys do it? Like this? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Maybe not smile like that. Or how do you do it? Either of these. Let me try this one. I don't think anyone's done this one yet. Am I a pretty princess? Yes. Or even this one. This is my head. Or this one to the side. But no, I think it should be to this side. Like. Okay, that's enough, guys. But yeah, so this is the real goodbye. Bye.